Hi again guys, and we've got another top speed tune for you today for GranTurismo 6, and this time it's for the Toyota Celica GT-Four, and this is the ST185 shape. So you want your racing soft tyres as always. For suspension we've lowered the ride height to 100 front and rear. Springs we've increased to 650 and 450, dampers to 4, anti-roll to 5, camber on 2, neutral toe as always. For the gearbox we've got an auto setting of 230. I haven't adjusted the individual gears on this one, and we've got a final drive of 3.4. For the diff, low initial torque. Obviously it's all-wheel drive, so wheel spin isn't as much of an issue, but we've got low initial torque anyway, high acceleration and low braking. Torque split of 30-70 to reduce high speed understeer. All the power upgrades obviously, and as always I would recommend NOS. And obviously you want weight loss. Traction control is also turned off as usual. So this Celica is not generally used as a top speed car from what I've seen. It's more of a rally based Celica. It was of course a WRC car in its time, and like I said, I don't really see people use this car that much, if at all, for straight line performance. It kind of makes a pretty decent drag car because of the all-wheel drive and power, but for top speed you don't typically use cars like this because they're not designed for top speed. But as it happens, for its power, it is actually pretty good in terms of top speed. It has a cruising speed of about 233 under its own power, which is pretty decent for a Celica, and pretty decent even for just any car with that kind of power, 548 horsepower. And obviously being a rally-based vehicle, the handling is pretty good. It's got tons of grip. You can move around on the track without the car weaving at all, as some cars do at this kind of speed. And it's a pretty good car overall, actually, for top speed. Main rivals in terms of performance would be stuff like the Mazda RX-8, the Honda NSX, that kind of stuff. And against those cars it's pretty competitive. I wouldn't necessarily recommend using it against, you know, a Skyline or a Supra, but against the lower level stuff like Silvia's RX-8s, NSXs, that kind of thing, it's a pretty competitive car. In terms of draft, as you can see, it is very close to the red line, so this is more of a pure top speed tune on its own. So if you do need it to do more with draft, just extend that final drive a little bit more as always. But it definitely has a lot of draft potential for its power. It does punch well above its weight, this car. And if you haven't tried out this car before, I would recommend doing so because it's a pretty decent car. So I hope you guys find this tune setup helpful. If you did, feel free to subscribe. I put out new tunes every single day. And as always, thanks for watching.